Welcome back, everybody, to some more Southampton, and we are here today for the games against West Brom and Chelsea in the second to last episode of this first season. So this is the lineup we're going to be going into West Brom with. Relatively standard. Hassan's up top. Catrone is still out injured for a couple of days. He may feature in the game against Chelsea later, though. But obviously West Brom are a team that gave us a very, very tough game the first time around. So I'm hoping we could sort of come back from that. If we just take a quick glance over at the league table here, you can see we're probably fairly cemented in 8th, although Newcastle are knocking on our door pretty quickly. So a couple of wins here would surely secure this position for us and not let us drop any further. We're already a little bit lower than I wanted to be, so I don't want to drop any further down the table. It'll just make it hard to attract players. So let's submit the team and get into the game. It's not a bad team here from West Brom. Then Daniel Sturridge up front, Nasser Chadli, Morrison, also very good players. Krychowiak, again, great player. And some of the players in their backline, especially Johnny Evans, is just a very, very good defender. Ben Foster, not a bad keeper either. So hopefully we can break this down and, do better than last time at the very least. I'm going to be aggressive, I think. We owe West Brom. Oh! There we go. You can't see the bottom few players there, but all 3 of the attacking players were fired up, as well as a good portion of the back line. 9 out of 11. That's better than we normally get, isn't it? We normally get 1 at most. So, yeah, 9. Excellent. Free kick for them here then, or goal kick I should say. Ben Foster puts it forward, but Delete heads it back, and we are in possession of the ball. Can we try to find an outlet here to create a good opportunity? Cedric on the right tries to play through Gabbiadini but can't quite get it to him, and they are now in possession until Cedric claims the loose ball. It's looking good. Tadic plays it through to Hassan. Ward-Prowse, we're working it okay here. Tadic knocks it through to Gabbiadini, who puts it into the back of the net. There are calls for offside there, and it is given, unfortunately. The goal was not allowed. The sort of linesman put his flag up, but still, that was a good opportunity early in the game, and that's what we need to see more of. They have a free kick then, nearly at half-time, 40 minutes in, as Burke plays it through to Morrison. And this is a good chance for them. We managed to just about keep it out, put it out for a throw-in. That was dangerous as half-time rolls around. And as in typical Southampton form, we have injured Daniel Sturridge. That's more typical Daniel Sturridge, to be fair. But oh, I missed the team talk. I accidentally double-clicked. And we're straight into the second half. Okay, opportunity here early into the second half as Tadic is brought down by Krychowiak, and that could be a straight red, and it is. It was not a good challenge at all, and he is off. Worth noting, Sturridge has also gone off, been replaced by Rondon, so potential here for something to happen as Chris Brunt also comes on for them, and there is a highlight. Delete plays it out wide. Hassan on the ball in a very deep area for an advanced forward. That's not overly advanced, is it? But he is charging forward now. Lamina on the ball, rushes forward, and again, impatience on the shot, way too far out. There was more he could have done with it, and he just smacked it for no reason. That's unfortunate, really. We could have had a lot more from that. Goal kick for them then. Ben Foster pumps it up the pitch. Delete heads it down, and Gabbiadini on the ball. Again, a chance that's potentially in our favour as Hassan is on it. He is tackled though, and now the ball may be going towards our goal as Nasser Chadli is on it. Morrison on it now, and we really need to win this back as Hadet does so in the air. Lamina on the ball, and the pass toward Prowse is good. We're working it up the pitch well. Can we find a ball through? We just need an outlet. We need Bertrand to push forward or something. We need an opportunity for an assist. As Ward-Prowse plays through Tadic beautifully. He crosses it in. Hassan on the ball, but it's over the bar. Oh, we need a win here. We need a win here. We have Chelsea coming up. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what we can do to change this. Let's hit pause for a start. And there's so many temptations. Do we go a bit more counter-attacking, try and beat them on the, on the break? Gabbiadini's having a poor game, but at the same time, I do feel he's our best outlet for a goal. So what do you do there? I think Benzia for Hassan might be the answer. He's not having a particularly poor game, Hassan, but I think just getting some fresh legs on the pitch might just be enough to change it up. Goal kick to them then. Ben Foster pumps it up. And we win it back. Delete has become an absolute monster in the air through his past few games, and a bit of a stumble, but the ball falls to us as Gabbiadini is on it, loses out though. Now it's Chadley, puts it up to Rondon. Cedric's a bit out of position there, it has to be said. And, we intercept with Gabbiadini. Lamina does well to hold possession, gives it to Ward-Prowse, and can we find that attack that we need? Can we work a good opportunity? Bertrand on the ball, trying to maybe move forward with it a little bit. It's a decent cross in, and Benzia is on it. He hits the post. He's hit the post about 20 times for us in the past couple of games. All he does is hit the woodwork. This is frustrating, because if he could have buried these chances, we might have got a point against Man City. We would have been up here. We just need these to go in, and as time ticks away, they're down to 10 men. I'm doing something I haven't done all season. I'm going overload, and I'm just going to push some of these players up a bit more. Let's make you a advanced playmaker on attack, advanced playmaker on attack, complete forward on attack, and then we'll just leave Ward-Prowse sort of... Actually, let's move you back to a roaming playmaker and just push the 3 attacking players up. Just for a bit more of an outlet, to try and, make sure we have someone there to score the goal. Run the ball in the centre here then, and Dusan Tadic is on it. Lamina charges forward. Lamina again. That's the second time this game he's done that. He's not a terrible player by any means, but the amount of possessions he just wastes through either ridiculous shots or poor passes is just dragging us down. I can't help but feel like it's just holding us back a little bit. And we are in the last 30 seconds of injury time, and overload contributed nothing at all. And it looks like this is going to be a fairly uninspiring 0-0. And my face really itches, and I don't want to scratch it on camera, but it's hard. So as Jordan Lukaku holds the ball up, we won the ball back with like 3 seconds to left just to get that a little bit of hope in. And I don't like the phrase FM'd, but if you were to use the phrase FM'd, I think this might be a game you'd use it in. I mean, we had 16 more shots, 4 shots on target, 57% possession. They had 10 men, and we couldn't win. Simple as that, really. And it's like I've said in previous games, if Gabbiadini's not on form, we don't have another goal outlet. We don't have another consistent goal scorer. And it just really hurts us to a point where there's just not a lot we can do. I'm going to say you're unlucky because we were the dominant team, but they weren't overly fond of that. Let's see if we can turn this around. Very happy with your playmaking efforts. They loved it. Attack. Let's assertively say not happy with your finishing. They're motivated. Good. And defence was fine. We didn't concede. So let's passionately say very happy with your solid defensive work. Everyone's loving it. Especially, I think that's Delete is motivated and inspired. So, yeah, fantastic. Let's go into this game against Chelsea and try and get something from it. So we are back for the second game of the day against Chelsea, and as you can see, Patrick Cutrone is back in the side in that advanced forward role. Just trying to get some more stuff up for him, try and get his numbers up a little bit before the end of the season so that we can... I don't know, I'm just trying to evaluate who I want to keep and who I don't. Obviously, Cutrone will probably be sticking around, but I'm trying to figure out in what capacity. Whether I want to sort of make him more of a backup option or more of a rotation player, or whether I do think he's good enough to be a starter. It's still something we need to figure out. There's still signings I need to make for next season. Obviously, we've still got the entire pre-season to go. So, yeah, let's get into this game against Chelsea. And it's worth noting today that if we win, or at least make them drop points, we can hinder their chances of winning the league, which would just be kind of funny. And also, we can put a bit of space between us and West Brom and Newcastle so that we can retain 8th position at the very least. So let's get the team submitted. Cutrone lacking a bit of match sharpness, but I'm sure he'll be fine. And their team's very good. But this is a Chelsea team which we've beat in the cup, and then we had that game against them in the league where we drew, but we missed 2 penalties and we were pretty dominant. So with that in mind, let's get into the game. And, we've not done badly against Chelsea so far this year. Maybe we can keep that up. There's a highlight here then. Marcos Alonso is on the ball at his left back position, and it seems like they're going to pass it around and try and work something from the back as they pump it up to Victor Moses, who's in space on this right hand side, headed across to Morata. Hazard heads off the bar, and Bertrand looks like he's got it clear, but they are still in possession and may be able to work something else as Marcos Alonso crosses in, claimed though by Timo Horn. Nervy, but we did deal with it fairly well, and the clearance was good as they have another highlight here. Throw in from Victor Moses. Crosses it in, and it's straight over to the opposite wing. Hazard on the ball. He's under pressure, though. Morata heads it. It's Pedro, and it's an easy goal. into that near post. Again, he's just very unmarked. We seem quite weak defensively at our fullback positions. Wingers tend to find a lot of space against us. And you can see here, again, Bertrand's just very deep in the box. And, yeah, whoever number 11 is just ran off of the guy. Tadic, I mean, he's not the best defensively. But he just ran off of Pedro as the ball was coming to him. It was quite strange, really. But that just put us 1-0 down. And we do have a goal kick, which is launched up the pitch. But they win it. And so far, this is a very highlight-filled first 15 minutes as they come forward again. Pedro on the ball. And they cross it in, claimed. Okay, can we hold on to it? Kicked up the pitch. Not well, though. It wasn't really in the direction of anyone apart from Victor Moses. And it's given to Pedro. We do manage to win it back, though, for a brief moment. Oh, no, we're still in possession. Gabbiadini. I mean, that was just unnecessary, really. He wasn't under overly amounts of pressure. He could have at least put a cross in. It's just poor. They have a corner here, then, and it's a goal. That all happened a little bit quickly. It was put in and then just sort of passed around in our own box on the floor. And yeah, we just didn't really do a great job defensively. Worth noting, we are still training defensive set pieces from like 8 weeks ago, like in-game weeks. And it's done nothing. We're still conceding a lot from set pieces. As we have another throw in here, can we maybe snatch one back before half-time and just, you know, give us a chance to maybe try and get back into this game? No, because we've gave the ball away and now it's their highlight. As Morata comes forward, he takes the shot. It's saved, though, by Timo Horn. It's out for a corner, so this will undoubtedly be a goal as Marcos Alonso crosses it in to Eden Hazard on the edge of the area. And we try to put him under a bit of pressure, but he manages to offload to Moses, who puts in a cross, headed clear, though. And now we are the ones in possession as it fades out. We can fade out in possession, we just can't do anything else with it. Their highlight again here, then, Marcos Alonso. He's oh, yeah, Hazard is tackled, but we just clear it straight to their player again. This is retained possession, short passing. As Catrone, I mean, that's not retaining possession, is it? Does that look like retaining possession, 21 here? No, because it's not. As Gary Cahill pumps it up to Eden Hazard, and they are in... Why are we still selecting Tadic? Go away. And they're just passing it around our midfield here. Alonso then on this left side, and we don't seem to be able to put in a decent tackle. Delete tries to head clear, but it just falls to Hazard. He puts in the cross, and, I mean, that's unfortunate. And putting that down as an own goal to Timo Horn's harsh. It barely touched the lad, but, yeah, they just sort of put in a cross. We sort of clear it a little bit, and then it falls to Hazard. He puts in another ball. Bertrand clears it off of Pedro. It hits the post, it hits Horn, and goes in the net. What are you going to do? It's a poor game from us so far, but that is unfortunate. And our goal difference is awful. It's worth noting, our goal difference is absolutely abysmal. And it's not really gotten any better since we bought a new keeper, and so maybe that wasn't the issue the whole time. Although Fraser Forster wasn't very good and Timo Horn has been much better. That's very hard to argue. But half-time is verging on being here, and they are on another attack here. Cedric just gave up of attacking Marcos Alonso there. And it feels like we're outnumbered in our own box as they go for goal again. Horn with a confident save. But that is going to bring around half-time. I mean, you only have to look at this, don't you, really? We've had 3 shots and none on target. They've had 13 shots, 8 on target. And they've just been overall dominant. Let's say, I know we're the underdogs, but give the fans a performance to cheer for. Let's try and get a bit of a fight back. Let's give them a goal. Let's give them something. Let's give them a bit of hope. Even if it's, you know, probably not going to result in anything. Victor Moses then with a throw and throws it to Fabregas, and whoever was on the left there just sort of ran away. I think it was Catrone. Pedro puts in the ball, but it's cleared, and Catrone, mentioning his name again, on the ball. Gabbiadini, though, finding space, gives it to Ward-Prowse, plays through Catrone, but he's tackled, unfortunate. We're back in possession, though. Can we find an attack? Can we find what will at least be a consolation goal? As Catrone plays it through to Gabbiadini, who bags another one, and we are 3-1 down now. We are slowly going to claw our way back into this game as Gabbiadini bags his 22nd goal of the season, I do believe. He's had a very good year, despite some poor performances occasionally. But he has been the main crux for goals on our team, and nothing proves this more than Batstrike right there. You know, he put a bit of pressure on him, but still managed to put forward a strong shot with the left foot and beat the keeper. 3-1. We have a throw in here then. Cedric takes it, gives it to Dusan Tadic, and potentially in a dangerous area. Lamina on the ball to Tadic, played across. Gabbiadini, and it's 3-2. We are clawing our way back into this game, 1 goal at a time. Well crafted there, confident from the throw in, calm. No rush, no panic, and this is when we play best. When we start to rush, make silly passes, make silly shots, that's when we struggle. But when we do this, when we just play it simple and to keep it calm, that's when we manage to get the goals. Now, there is a slight problem as a highlight starts. We'll ignore that for now. Catrone's picked up an injury. I don't know whether to keep him on or not. I think we are going to, you know. I think we're going to keep him out there because he has the whole summer to recover. So, if it's bad, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not awful, otherwise he'd had to go off. It's not like a broken leg or anything, is it? So, let's just carry on. Tadic goes straight through Hazard there then, and it's a red card. I didn't really commentate it properly. Tadic is off. That's not good, and now may be the time for Catrone to come off then, since, you know, we'll get a bit more structure back in the team, and not just have 2 strikers. We'll get Benzia on. And that does mean that Tadic will miss the final 2 games of the season, and potentially the first game of next season. As there is a highlight, potentially in our favour here. You've seen Benzia, Lamina. Can we find a goal? Can we find an equaliser? Lamina takes it wide, puts in a cross, but it's poor. And they managed to clear for a throw-in, and that was only because I made changes. I realise this now. They have a corner then. If we can maybe counter-attack, we may be able to, you know, get this bit of hope for an equaliser. I talked about giving the fans some hope. They've gave me some too. And Moses on the ball gives it to Cahill. They're pushed quite far forward, but they do manage to find a pass, and Giroud misses. Still a little bit of time left. Can we get anything? We have a corner in the dying seconds of the game. Ward-Prowse puts it in, but it's headed clear, and that is full time. That's harsh. We were still in possession. We could have got something there, but not a good game from us. 3-2 down, or a 3-2 loss, sorry. We played a much better second half than we did in the first, but the red card from Dusan Tadic will have lasting effects over the next few games. And I'm going to aggressively say I'm far from pleased with that result, because I think that's fairly accurate. We just needed some points there. We are still in 8th though. Newcastle haven't actually played yet, so they could overtake us if they win their game, but we will find out whether or not they do that in the next episode, which will be the final one of this season. So we will play Watford and Swansea, 2 games which we can potentially win to try and end the season on a high note. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow for that. So we upload at 5:30 every day, so you can check back at that time if you want to see the video, or if you want it in your newsfeed, then you can press the subscribe button. And if you do have any feedback, please do leave it in the comments, and that would be very much appreciated. So yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great night.